Hi, Ian back again. Now we're going to look at the consonants. They're the structural parts of a word. And within a word you've got the vowels, which really are the emotional part. And with the vowels, of course, you try to pronounce them very clearly when you want to stress a particular word, which is, of course, very important within the English language. So let's look at the structure, that is the consonants. Now behind me, I've got all of the consonants in the English language. Now, remember we talked about the Pareto principle. So let me tell you the 20% of sounds which could cause you a bit of problem and will give you the best results. So concentrate on these 20% and I'll tell you which ones they are. So firstly, we've got the TH sound. Now that's very unique to English. No other language has got the TH sound. So a lot of people have a bit of problem with the TH sound. There is good news, however, that some accents don't actually use the TH sound, especially the Irish. And they use the T and the D instead. So if you don't pronounce the TH sound perfectly, it's not the end of the earth. We'll be able to understand you. But it really is better if you can pronounce it properly. Most of us English speakers would appreciate that. So there's the TH sound, and there's the F and the V. And particularly Chinese speakers have difficulties with those two sounds. And then down further, we have the L and the R, and they're usually problematic as well. Now, I need to explain that up on the top 3 rows, you'll notice that they're all grouped in pairs. They've got double-headed arrows. If you look up here with the P and the B, it's probably an easier place to demonstrate what these pairs are all about. You see, when you've got a pair, then the tongue, lips and teeth are in the same position for both of them. But there is a difference in that one has an action of blowing air. So it's different from the other one, which you actually make the sound back in the throat. So let me demonstrate. If we have the P. So with the P, you bring your lips together and then you pop them apart and blow some air. P. Now with the B, you put your teeth together, lips together, and then you pop them apart and make a sound back here. So it's the same sort of action, except one is forward with air here and one is back here. So if you put your hand in front of you and do a P, you'll feel the air on your hand. And then you put your hand on your throat and then pop your lips out and do the same sort of action you did with the P, you'll get the B, and you'll feel it back here. So we've got P, B, P, B, P, B, P, B. So similar place for the lips, tongue, licks and teeth, but a different way that it's produced with air or throat. And that applies to all of these pairs where there's double-headed arrows. So let's start with the TH sound, which is a bit problematic. So it's really quite simple, but you'll need to practice it. So what you do is you put your tongue between your teeth. Just separate your teeth a bit and put your tongue between your teeth. Now, a lot of Asian languages and Asian cultures are a bit sensitive to bringing your tongue out in front of your teeth. It's very rude. So I remember teaching some Cambodians, and I said the easiest way to do the TH sound is just poke your tongue out and blow. And all they did is laugh at me. There's no way they were going to do that. So you need to be aware that you need to bring your tongue forward, but you don't have to bring it outside of your teeth, but you have to bring it up against your teeth. You see, it's a sound which is forward, and there are more forward sounding sounds in the English language compared with other languages. So it looks like this. Can you see? Can you see my tongue? It's just between my teeth. My teeth are just a little bit apart, and my tongue just fits back behind the teeth, and you make a sound like this. Now there's one sound with air, and there's one sound back here. And two words which are very common is this and that. This and that. So you've got this with air, and back here we've got that. So put your tongue forward, blow air for this, and make a sound back here for that. So when you make the sound for that, you've got to sort of make the sound back here and make it a pronounced forward motion that activates your throat. That. Okay, so it sounds easy enough, doesn't it? But it will take a lot of practice, and we'll get into practicing in later videos. So that's enough for the first sound, and we'll get into the other commonly mispronounced sounds in the next video.